welcome back to my channel, Being Louisa. I am so excited to film this update. So, how did my first week back on placement as a second year go? And how was it on postnatal ward? And you may also be asking, how was the fact that I did night shifts? And let me just say, I did 3 night shifts in a row. So let's get into that right now. Well, it wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. So thank the Lord about that, because I was like expecting to feel like death right now. I'm just feeling a bit lazier, like I don't really want to do much, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm dying. Like it wasn't like it was last time. I think I was just overworked a couple months back when I did those night shifts. So yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And sorry about the sun, it's just been doing something. It's sorting itself out. It's like midday. But anyway, yeah, so the midwife I worked with, she wasn't one of my mentors or anything. She was just a midwife I was working with for these night shifts, I guess for hours, I don't know. It was a really fun experience. I loved this midwife that I was working with. She was so nice, so sweet, and she was like, the first day, she was like, would you like your own women? Like, how would you like to do it? And I was like, it's my first day back on placement. And it's my first day as second year. I don't think I'm ready quite yet to have my own women. But then I was like, but then again, I know I can do it, it's just because it's the first day back. And then she was like, well, how about you follow me for a couple and then you can do your own if you feel comfortable. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that actually. So I followed her for a couple of them, and then I was like, when we came out of the first one, I was like, yeah, I remember how to do this. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's fine. And then we went to the second one again, and the second one together, just so that, you know, I felt a bit more confident. And then I was off. I had 2 women in my first night with her, and it was just really nice, and I got about a 2.5–3 hour break, which really helped. I loved it. I got to eat, like wind down a bit, and then nap, so that was really nice and it helped. And then the second night shift, it was really nice. I was feeling tired, but it was okay because I didn't sleep that well that day, but it wasn't too bad. I got through it. Again, I had another 2.5 hour nap, so that was great. And yeah, so that was pretty awesome. And then the third night shift, it was freaking cool, which is really weird. I had so much energy because I slept loads the day before. Like, I was so proud of myself. It was, I think, 2 something, maybe 3 in the afternoon, and I was like, I slept through. But yeah, so that's kind of like how I handled it, and I handled it much better, so that was great. I think having the long breaks really helped, and I guess being somewhere that's comforting and comfortable helps loads too, because I actually slept for ages. 1 second, this is important. Sorry about that interruption, guys. I actually sort of don't remember where I was. That was a awesome opportunity that I have coming up. But yeah, anyway, this experience has just been really good. It was a really good experience. I loved working with my midwife. She was really cool, really chilled about everything. And yeah, that's how that went. Now I'm going to talk about some experiences I had. Obviously I had to do it separately because I told you guys I would not be disclosing any names, places or people. Well, names in general, like names of places and people, any places that I'm working or stuff like that. I also said that I wouldn't be telling you guys exact dates and stuff like that happened. But basically I had some really lovely people that I was looking after. A lot of, I think all of the women that I got to look after, it was just really lovely. So the first day I looked after 2, the second day I looked after 3, and the third day I looked after 4 women, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Like, I looked after them, but then also my mentor did go around every so often and like checked on them, and she mostly went around and checked on them like during the drug rounds. But yeah, so it wasn't like, oh, I was completely earthly, or like, no, like they was getting checked over, and if I was worried about anything or something I saw, I was like, if I thought it was okay but I wanted to like make my mentor aware of, I did that. So that was really fun. But all of the women I had were super sweet, super lovely. A lot of them were like very sensible, like very wanted to be like, oh yeah, I just want to go, but I understand I have to be here for baby, or I understand I have to be here for myself. Like, it was really awesome having like these women, and it was just so much fun. I got to do so many things. Like, oh, like my confidence, my first day, I was super nervous, and I was like, oh my gosh, I kept on forgetting things, and I had to go back and be like, I'm sorry, can I actually this? Or I'd ask them the next time I saw them. But then like that started to change, and like the second day I started to get better, and like, oh, by the third day I was like bam bam bam. Only one person I completely forgot to ask certain things because I just didn't read the handover properly, and I'd mixed her up with someone else. So I was like, oh, so I was asking the other person these questions and I was like, wait, no, this is not actually for you, but I'll ask you these anyway. So only one person had to go back like, I'm so sorry to interrupt you again, but has this happened and has that happened and has baby done this and has baby done that? And so yeah, but otherwise everyone was really sweet. And it was funny because so one of them, I had just finished and I was like, okay, bye, and I just closed the curtain and I was walking down, and I think I was trying to be really quiet though because obviously it's night and like the thing was just really loud that you do blood pressures on and stuff. And as I was leaving, I heard the woman say to her husband, oh, she was really sweet, and I was like, that's so cute. But yeah, sorry, I was like, it was so cute. It really made me happy. I was like, oh yay. But yeah, everyone was really fun. I grew a connection with one of the ladies, especially because I saw her multiple times and she was just really funny, and it was just funny, okay, like how different our connection went from like the first time I saw her to like the last time I saw her. It was just like, whoa. Yeah, and there was another family who I just really loved, and one family really tested my knowledge on stuff. I was like, when I saw them, I was like, oh yeah, I was meant to tell you this. I didn't want to wake you up and tell you though, so I like waited till now until I was doing obs. So I told them, they're like, oh, okay, but how come this? And I was like, okay. I was like, come on, put on your brain. And I was like, yeah, I've heard of this study, and I was like, yeah, I've heard of this study, and like that's really strange. Let me go double check this. Let me go double check, and then I'll come back to you. And I went and double checked, and I was like, yeah, and I brought a file with me, and I was like, yeah, this is what it says, blah blah blah. And they're like, okay. And then I had to explain so much, and I was like, I'm doing this really badly, and it's hard to explain something in a way that's not scientific but shows that you know what you're talking about. So it shows like but it's scientific, but then also not in the way that may distress them, because it's just hard, okay. I was talking about, I don't know if I can tell you, can I tell you? I think like I was just talking about can I tell you guys? I don't know. So that happened, and then also the most embarrassing thing happened. Not the most, but a pretty embarrassing thing happened. All right, you guys ready for this? So one, I'm sorry about the lighting, but anyway, so basically I was helping a lady express. I was like collecting the colostrum, and because her partner was sleeping, and I was like, well, this I can do it. So she was expressing, and I was like collecting the colostrum, like little on me, like and basically I don't understand why I was so tired. It was after my break. It was like, I guess because it wasn't at the end of the shift, but still it was after my break. And anyway, so I was like like you know, collecting it. We was having a good little chit chat. Done one, and I was like, yeah, this is amazing, you're so amazing, got a great supply. We're on to the next one. Doing it. I think I got to about maybe 0.6, and my klutz of herself, I didn't even know this was possible. I did not know this could happen. I don't know why, but I was doing it, pulling it, and the thing, because you collect it in like a tube, but you collect it in like a syringe, and I was pulling it, and I had gone to the hair, and I think I pushed it back up. Obviously that's what you do. It's like I'm trying to like get rid of the bubble and not spill any from the top. And I pulled it, and it came out. Literally the thing came out and the colostrum was pouring out. I was like, no, so I shoved it back in. But then I had a pool of colostrum in my hand, a steady pool, and I looked, and I think it was about, it went down to about 0.3, 0.2. So I had spilt a good 3 to 4, I had spilt a good 0.3 to 0.4 milliliters of colostrum in my hand. What a terrible student midwife. I was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. She was like, no, it's fine, we could just continue, I have a good supply. And I was like, yeah, you do have a good supply, but still, you're tired. She was like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it. I was like, I cannot believe I just did that. I was like, I'm so sorry. So I washed my hands, and then like we just collected some more. But oh gosh, you guys, how embarrassing. And to happen in my second year, I didn't even know that could happen. Like, I don't even know how I didn't know that could happen. It never happened in my first year, so it was just so weird that it happened then. And yeah, and that stuff really was liquid gold, okay. Like for her it was just pure, just like, it was top-notch colostrum, top-notch. But still, I can't believe I'd spoiled it in my hand. Like, yeah. That was embarrassing. But yeah, I actually enjoyed my first week of postnatal award, doing 3 night shifts in a row. I really did enjoy it, and I can kind of say I loved it. It was a nice experience. It was really good. And like on the times when I had nothing to do, I would just read my book and write some notes, or I would go and help other midwives. So that was fun and it was a really nice experience. And yeah, I can't wait to speak to you guys again soon. And I have some really exciting things coming up which I cannot wait to share with you and talk to you guys about. And I have some cool ideas. Maybe thinking about doing a coffee like meet up with those of you guys who live in London, but it wouldn't be anytime soon. I'm thinking it might be either be before Christmas, like a couple weeks before Christmas, so like in the early December time, or it would be in the new year when those of you guys are coming for interviews and stuff, or about to start your placement. But I don't know, that's just an idea. It's been on my brain. I want to put it out there. Tell me what you guys think. I might put a poll up here, or otherwise you guys comment down below what you think. But yeah, anyway, I cannot wait to talk to you guys again next week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In the meantime, keep on being you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below with any questions or suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe to get weekly updates. Bye y'all.